Hi guys. Okay, so do my makeup with me while I take a hit after every step and tell y'all how Melanie and I met. So for the first two steps, we're doing two different primers because I always use two. We're using the NYX Angel Veil primer and then the NYX Plump Right Back primer. So let me put it on my face and then I'll be right back. Okay, so now that I've put the first primer on, let me tell y'all how it basically all got started. So I was healing from my previous relationship. Me and said person had been dating we had dated for 4 months and then we broke up in like October. So like around the time that she found me, and we'll get to that, I was still healing, so we didn't even talk or anything. So yeah, so my ex was a guy. We're not gonna get into that. All I'm gonna say is I really thought being with a guy would help me after being single for like I don't know how long. It did not help me, because before him I was dating a bunch of girls, and after him I was flirting with a bunch of girls, and I was never flirting with any guys. So anyways, other than that, so we had broken up and I was like healing, not because of what was me, but like I had stopped at least praying. I had stopped going to church while being with him. I had like lost at least pieces of myself that I thought were very important while being with him, and I did not appreciate that. So I was healing, like I said. I was going back to church, praying again, nature walks, stuff like that. And when I met Melanie, she followed me on Facebook. Yes, Facebook. In December of 2025. And I know it was December because on Facebook, her and I both went to check, and it said she had added me on December 2025. It doesn't say what day or anything. It just says December 2025. So let me put the other primer on my face and then I'll be right back. One sec. Take a hit. Another one. And right now I'm using Cherry Limeade. Anyways, okay, so basically whenever Melanie added me on Facebook, she was in a relationship, and she did not like the girl. The girl was treating her like really badly and stuff, so she didn't like being with the girl. Apparently she was on FaceTime with her best friend at the time and was just scrolling through Facebook and randomly saw me, like I said, in December, and told said friend, I'm gonna get her, I'm gonna have her, like, about me. I don't know why. Like, I still don't understand why. Even now, to this day, being her girlfriend, I still don't understand why. Like, what was so special about me for her to be like that? But, you know, I'm glad she did, because now we're together. But, so that happened, and like I said, I was still, like, healing and stuff, so I wasn't really focused on, oh my goodness, you know. Yes, I did think she was good looking, because she was, oh my goodness, and still is. When I met her, she still had long hair, but she had a line up and an undercut. So yeah, but I wasn't like, oh my goodness, let me go talk to somebody, let me go flirt with somebody or anything. But by the time we started actually talking, by the time we actually like for real met, and like, you know, I gave her my number and whatnot, it was her birthday. So like I said, she added me on Facebook in December, and her birthday's in January, so we didn't text until like January, when I texted her happy birthday. So her birthday is January 19th, and a lot of y'all are gonna see on Instagram or TikTok, if y'all have us on Instagram and TikTok. I'm also posting this on TikTok, so whatever. That yes, Melanie and I are 16 and 19. I'm 19, Melanie is 16. But as I just said, I didn't meet her, like genuinely actually talk to her until her birthday. Not because, oh my goodness, I wanted to wait. No, I didn't even know how old she was until she told me in our messages. That being said, when I met her, I was still 18 because her birthday's in January, mine is in March. And for the people who don't know this, in Texas, there's a thing called the Romeo and Juliet law. You can date someone at least 3 years younger or 3 years older than you, as long as there's consent. And there clearly was, because she asked me to be her girlfriend, and she hit on me first. Anyways, back to the story. So, like I said, I texted her, but I just texted her because I saw, like, I was just scrolling through people's stories, and I saw that it was her birthday. But by the time I saw it, it was like really late at night, so I didn't know if I was late to telling her or not. But I texted her anyways, and I was like, happy birthday, I hope you had a good day and whatever. And then she said thank you, and I was like, do you want to be friends? And she said yes. I was like, okay, do you want my number? And she said yes. So I gave it to her, and I'm one of those people that if you're my friend, I say honey, dear, my love, like sweetheart, stuff like that, because I'm not hitting on you. You're just my friend, but I'm being nice. She took it, like, in her head at least, this is what she told me. She took it as like, oh wow, she's like calling me honey and stuff. So, but give me 1 sec. I just realized I forgot to tell y'all, I was using the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter Foundation in the shade Fair. Let me get my concealer and my contour stick. 1 sec. So I'm going to use my CoverGirl concealer in the shade Fair, and then my Believe Beauty contour stick in Deep. I use this side, the darker side, but give me 1 sec. This is how I put it on. I of course let it sit for a little bit. So let me tell y'all the rest of the story. So basically, like I said, I texted her. We just started texting as friends, like I said, because I asked her to be friends. She asked me if I was into girls. I said yes. She then asked me if I dated anyone younger. I said yes. She asked me if I was dating anyone right now. I said no. And then she told me I would look better with a girl, and I agreed. And then she just started calling me babe and baby. And the first day she told me she loved me, and I was like all excited, and I said it back. And then she told me she loved me, and I was like, wait, I've never even heard your voice before. And I know I would fall asleep to it because it was already really late. I think it was like 3 in the morning. And she asked me if I wanted to FaceTime, and I said yes. And we FaceTime, and we talked for hours. And then we fell asleep together, which was like really nice. And then after like a bunch of FaceTimes, I was going to Food Town to close out my old bank account to get Bank of America. And I texted her. I was like, hey, because I think she was just getting off of school. I was like, hey, you're getting off of school. I'm going to Food Town. You should, like, tell your mom that you need to go for some reason. And she told her mom that she needed to go. And her mom let her go. So whenever I got there, I automatically went to the restroom because that's where she was. And she was facing the mirror. So her back was towards me. Her back was towards the door. And I walked in and I hugged her from behind, and I was shaking so bad. I swear it was so bad. Like, I was so nervous. And I hugged her a bunch, and then I kept touching her face and stuff. And it was just really, like, surreal. Like, I was just shocked that I was even meeting her. In my head, she was even prettier than, I thought she was. She was prettier than I seen on FaceTime. She was prettier than I see on the pictures. Like, she was just prettier in general. So we had started talking and stuff. And her ex, oh my god, this girl, I'm not gonna call her a bitch because she's much younger. She's 14. But this girl, oh my goodness, every time Melanie and I would be on FaceTime, she would call through no caller ID because Melanie had her blocked already. Like, girl, get a life. Oh my goodness. And yes, this comes to the story because she was doing this while we were talking and barely getting to know each other. So, Melanie, I was about to say my girlfriend, but Melanie, she went and told the ex to, like, leave her the fuck alone and, like, stop because, we're together now. She doesn't want to be with her, whatever. And she just wasn't getting it. She just kept going and going and going and going. And it just made both of us really irritated. But anyways, so after that, I started going over to her house. And her mom loved me at the time because her mom thought we were just friends, or like best friends, supposedly us, because her mom's very homophobic and doesn't want Melanie to be a lesbian or anything, because her mom's very Christian, which, I understand because I'm very religious, but it's like, this is who she is. I mean, she doesn't like boys and she's never liked them, so I mean, come on. But whatever. So then, to her mom, like I said, we were just best friends, and I would go over quite often, and I told her mom, like, I had a boyfriend and whatever. And it kind of helped that for whatever reason my ex still had the pictures of us up on Facebook. So my girlfriend was like, look, there's these pictures of them, because I didn't have pictures, so I couldn't, like, pull anything up, but she found them. So she would show them to her mom and shit while we were just talking. Mind you, we weren't even official yet. We were just talking. Like, we were getting to know each other. I would go over all the time, and we would just hang out and stuff. But so there was one day that her mom had invited me to go to church with them. So literally Saturday before church, Sunday, I stayed the night. And before that, her mom had caught us, like, separating from cuddling. Like, we weren't even doing anything. There was no making out. There was none of that. But Melanie had locked the door so that we could cuddle. And her mom unlocked it so quickly that we didn't even, like, realize until it was too late. And she caught us, like, separating from cuddling. But Melanie made it seem like I was crying about something, so that she could just be hugging me or whatever. Because her mom, like, called her to the room and, like, asked what the fuck was going on. So then whenever I spent the night, she had us keep the door open the entire time I was there. And Melanie was very irritated, so then we went out to her car and like drove around her backyard and were chiefing so that her mom, like, we could at least like hold hands and stuff, because her mom was freaking me out. Like, I'm over here like, no, the door's open, like, But give me 1 sec, guys. It's a checkpoint, by the way. Just took 2. But so with that, I kept telling him like, no, I'm freaked out. Like, no, I was being a pussy. Okay, I was being a pussy. So we went out there, and then her mom talked to her or whatever before going to bed, and told her that we could at least sleep with the door closed. So we did, and that was the first night we showered together. And well, yeah, but that's how I knew I was entirely comfortable with her, because I've never showered with anybody. Like, no. That was because that's weird to me. I don't know why, but it's just weird to me. Like, no. But anyways, I felt really comfortable with her, genuinely. It felt really good being with her, and not just like that, like, I mean, like, just being around her, because we would always be laughing. We'd be laughing hard as hell. Like, we'd be so fucking loud. Even while showering, she was laughing, and I'm just like, shh, like, shut the fuck up, you're gonna get us caught. And it was like 3 in the morning. Like, we had to wake up early as hell for church too, like, mind you. But it was still a fun night. And then next day at church, it was kind of awkward, because I feel like I said, her mom kind of knew, and I feel like her mom was only letting me stay the night to see if she'd catch us doing something. And I only say that because, like I said, she wanted the door open, which was kind of strange, because I had gone over 1,000,000 times. She never wanted the door open before. And then I also thought it was weird, like I said, because she wanted the door open, and she just kept. So on the drive there, it was quite a far drive. On the drive there, she had Melanie sit in the front seat and said that I had to sit in the back seat, like, by myself, because there was junk in the back seat. Junk that she could have, like, put in the trunk, because there wasn't even that much stuff. But like I said, I feel like she knew and just didn't want us to be next to each other. And then at church, she said we had to sit with her up at the front and stuff. So it was just like, Melanie was very irritated. I was still just happy to be included in their church stuff, because their church was actually very nice. I'm sad I can't go anywhere because her mom doesn't want me anywhere around anymore. But such is life. So then, like I said, I kept going over, we kept talking and stuff. At one point, before we became official, her mom told her, no salgas con las cosas que eres lesbiana. Like, don't come out with shit that you're lesbian, basically. And she also said, like, if you have a girlfriend, I'll fight her. Mind you, like I said, Melanie is 16, and if she wasn't dating me, who is older, she'd be dating someone younger. My timer went off. My alarm went off. Sorry, guys. So if she wasn't dating me, who's older, she'd be dating someone who's younger. And her mom, oh, I missed a step. Her mom is turning 50 this year. Like, a 50-year-old beating on a minor, if it happened to have been a minor. Like, what the hell? Mind you, to be Melanie's friend, Melanie told her mom that I was 17. So again, like I said, if she realized it was me, she thought I was 17. Like, I'm still a minor in her head, and you're finna fight me? What? Anyways, so that happened, and that made Melanie not want to live there anymore. And she kept trying to text her dad, like, she wants to leave, whatever, who cares? So then she asked me to be her girlfriend the day after Valentine's Day. Apparently, she was gonna ask me on Valentine's Day, but we didn't get to see each other. So it just ended up being on the 15th in the end, but it's okay. So that's honestly it. We met on Facebook. I wanted to see like what was going on with her because, like I said, I didn't know she had a girlfriend at the time. And when we met, when we met on her birthday, they had literally broken up like a few days beforehand. I didn't know that until we had already been talking for like maybe a week or two. And I like brought it up to her. But other than that, that's how we met. I'm honestly really grateful that we met around the time we did, because I had already like gotten my relationship with God back. And I even, like, when we first met, I made it very clear, like, I was single mostly because a lot of the girls I had met weren't okay with my relationship with God, or they were trying to pull me away from it. Like, no, you don't need to pray, you don't need to, because I pray before every meal, I pray before snacks occasionally, I pray in the mornings before the day starts and at night. So it's like, I can't just give that up. Like, no, I started doing that over months of healing and stuff, so it's like, no, I can't just give that up. Like, no, absolutely not. So whenever I brought that up to her, she said that that was like one of the biggest things that made her want to be with me, because she had lost her religion and like practice it whenever she was with that girl for a whole year. Excuse me, sorry. So we pray together all the time, and it's like one of my favorite things ever, because like I said, I lost it with my ex just like she did with hers. So it's just a beautiful thing, honestly. But that's honestly it. If y'all want any more story times, or if I should do this in a better way, please let me know, because this is like the first time. But yeah, don't worry, I'm gonna yap the rest of this video because I'm not even done with my makeup yet. But yeah, give me 1 sec, guys. 1 sec. Okay, so now let's oh my god. So I'm not gonna tell you everything about this, but she had left her mom's house days after we became official and stuff, and went to go live with her dad. It was good, then it wasn't. We'll get into that another day. And now she's living with her mom again, and we're going back to faking it. We're best friends because her mom said that if she wanted to live with her again, she had to break up with me. So we're still dating, but we're broken up to her mom. So here we are again, sneaking around. But it's okay. Anything for her. Anything for her. Anything for her. So For the blush, I'm gonna use the LA Colors blush palette. I lost the stupid thingy. I use this one. So but no, seriously, like, her mom makes it seem like she's not gonna have God in her life and stuff because of the fact that she's gay and stuff. Like, girl, as if I wasn't over there singing and dancing at church. Like, I love God. I love having God in my life. I love going to church when I find a church again that I like, because the church I was going to at the time started talking about like Trump and stuff and how we should support him. Like, no. So yeah, but right now I watch Steven Furtick on live and his YouTube videos. I love him. He's everything. Yeah, like, seriously, she makes it seem like she's not gonna have God in her life just because she's with a girl. What? Could not be me. Could not be me. So, let me. So this and this and this Melanie gave me because she used to be girly when she's pretending to be straight around her mom before she started dressing more boyish. So this is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Translucent Powder. I love it. Love it. Best thing ever. Like, best thing ever. It's not too like heavy. It doesn't look cakey. And it really is translucent. Like, it's the greatest thing ever, honestly. And I always do this before doing the mascara because you don't like, no, then I'll mess it up. But now we're gonna go in the Jumbo NYX highlighter stick, and I put that here, here, So yeah, so right now we only see each other when she comes to visit me at work. I work at Marble Slab and Creamery and Great American Cookies at New Caney. That's the only time we get to see each other. It sucks because we FaceTime, but that's about it. And then if her mom's around, like, she has to like close her phone so her mom doesn't see, and it just really sucks. But other than that, that's how it is. Should I do a video of all the stuff she's giving me, guys? Let me know, because I can totally do that. Let me know. Bye, guys. Hope y'all like this. I don't like to get it poppin'.
popping, but these bitches in my business call me out to choosing violence.